Hello po and good afternoon. My name is Dr. Anna York Bontoc. Thank you for joining us po ngayong hapon na to. Today is Tuesday and pag-uusapan po natin is 5 good reasons kung bakit po dapat kayong magpabakuna. So, our program is called Libreng Konsulta. Please do follow us on Facebook po and YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Dr. Anna York Bondoc and we are trying to reach po 1,000 subscribers. I will give a prize for number 1,000. So ako po, I am an internist, internal medicine specialist. I'm a pulmonologist and a critical care specialist. And I'm a barangay expert because I'm a three-term congressman. I live po in the province as the wife of Mayor Jason Sagum here in San Luis, Pampanga. So today po, we'll talk about vaccines and 5 good reasons po why we should feel comfortable or 5 good reasons po kung bakit dapat po tayong magpabakuna. Okay? So I invite you po to put your questions below. Please also like, follow, and share if you like po yung pinag-uusapan po natin. Ilagay lang po yung mga tanong sa baba. And we'll talk about why we need to have vaccines and why it's good for us actually. And we should feel reassured po na kailangan po tayong magpabakuna sa COVID. So, tara po, let's start. I will answer all COVID vaccine questions, all COVID questions, and all also non-COVID questions. Ilagay lang po sa baba, and I will do my best. Kung hindi ko po naman kaya, babalikan po natin kayo. Okay? So, our first reason, why did I, after the Q&A, why did I start po? First of all, I started with the usapang bakuna kasi po, talagang kulang po ang information about vaccines. Although the government po is trying, parang kuminsan hindi ho na-translate ng simple at malinaw sa mga tao. So this is our usapang bakuna and we started po with smallpox, the first bakuna. Ba't nga ba sino ba naka-imbento ng bakuna? So tinakol na po natin yan with smallpox, the first bakuna. After that, dumating na po yung mga COVID vaccines sa Pilipinas. Hindi ko talaga alam how to move forward. So I held 2 question and answers on Sunday and Monday. And ang ganda-ganda po ng lumabas ng mga tanungan. Very honest, very sincere. Ano rin po, talagang very heartfelt. Talagang nakikita mo po yung concern nila, willingness to help, but concern po because of lack of information or because of not understanding properly po the information na natatanggap po galing sa gobyerno or baka naguguluhan po sa dami po ng information coming over Facebook. So ang ganda po ng tanungan natin, the Q&A or Ask Dr. Anna tungkol po sa bakuna. So today, the title po is Bakuna, 5 reasons dapat kung bakit dapat maging palagay po ang ating loob tungkol sa mga bakuna. And you are very welcome po to tell me ho kung bakit kayo nininervyos. Maybe we can explore it together. Kung maybe you can share your experience to me. Ako rin naman po, I will share my experiences. More than 25 years na po akong doktor to you. And then let's see po kung saan po tayo mag-meet. If I can convince you, I cannot convince you I can only give you the facts. You have to like it for yourself. And tingnan po natin kung sa tingin niyo po, dapat po kayong magpabakuna. But I'm praying and hoping for your sake, for our sake, and for the entire Philippines that the answer will be yes. At sana po, maging palagay po ang loob nyo, maybe even kayo na rin ho ang tutulong sa amin magkalat po ng magandang balita. Okay, so yesterday po was a very touching day po in the history of the Philippines. And after almost 1 year na po, the lockdown was March 12. The first Filipino who was, sabi nga nila, legally vaccinated for COVID happened yesterday. That was Dr. Gerardo Gap Legaspi, the director po of the Philippine General Hospital, which is the main COVID hospital po dito po sa Pilipinas. So Dr. Gap was injected po for COVID and closely followed po by different government officials. And ngayon po, yung mga kaklase ko po sa PGH, I saw them getting vaccinated yesterday and today. So halos po akong na-touch talaga ako. Baka sadya lang po talaga akong iyakin. But I felt like after all of yung lahat po ng pinagdaanan po natin, and that doesn't only include kami po as doctors, lahat po tayo, all of us in the Philippines have been touched by the pandemic. Whether you're a millionaire, whether you're not earning anything, whether you're just relaxed lang or regular person, everybody po ay naapektuhan po ng ating pandemya. So the first vaccination comes with the first answer po, bakit nga ba or bakit nga ba, why is it a good reason to have a vaccine? So reason number one po, and I hope you will project this, um, it is the way out of the pandemic. So the question that I often ask, that I often get asked is, Doktora, kailangan ba talaga ng bakuna? Okay. So my answer to that is yes, kailangan po talaga ng bakuna. And bakit po? Okay, why nga ba? Let's search po the DOH website po, no? And ilan na ho ba talaga ang taong nagkaroon po ng COVID in the Philippines sa ano since the pandemic started or since we started testing? So it's almost 580,000 na po, 581,000 as of yesterday, and almost more than 10,000 na rin po ang namatay. And every day, our COVID rate comes from a low of 1,000, 1,500 to a little over 2,000. And meron pa atang day na nagkaroon ng 3,000, nagpanic po sila pero bumaba rin ho uli. What does this mean? It means po that after 1 year of social distancing, mask, may lockdown pa po, lahat yan, hindi po naging zero ang COVID sa Pilipinas. So what does this mean? It means that unless we do something new, ganito na lang ho tayo talaga. Kasi alam naman mag-lockdown uli, we have already shown that that's not an effective strategy. And somehow, we are having a low level po of positivity every day, thank the Lord. Though kuminsan umaakyat na rin ho, no? I think there was a day of 3,000. But it never became less 2 digits and it never became zero. So unless we do something, we're going to be stuck here in this low level of COVID, even though hindi naman ho siya nag-explode, it will never go away. And it will just continue. Ganito na lang ho tayo. So we need to do something different. And we need to do something additionally from what we have done. Sa totoo lang po, good job naman ho na na-contain natin. We have seen other countries like US, 500,000 na po yung namatay. UK, because of the variants, it has just exploded po yung kanilang rate every day. Brazil has exploded due to a Brazil variant. And South Africa has exploded din po due to a South African variant. So unless we do something po, we're just going to be stuck here forever and we cannot move forward. So why are vaccines important? Kasi po, the vaccines will give us antibodies or will help us produce antibodies in our body. Yung katawan po natin na magpro-produce po ng panlaban, antibodies or soldier cells po versus the COVID virus. So, in the future, pag tayo po ay na-expose ng COVID, hindi na po tayo magkakasakit. And that will not happen from natural infection alone. Kasi po, mamatagal po yan. Right now, we have only 500, 600, sabihin na natin 600,000 COVID cases, okay? But the Philippines po is 120 million people. So for us po to reach 70%, ang ano po sinabi na po nila, if for a population to be protected, 70% of the persons must have antibodies. And those antibodies are actually better and faster to come through vaccine. Kasi kung hintayin po natin yung 70% ng Pilipino ay magkaroon ng COVID, ang tagal-tagal pa po nun. Kasi after 1 year, naka 600,000 pa lang tayo. O pa tayo sa 1 million, so sabihin na natin 1 million a year, we need to reach 70 million. So that will take us 70 years. So ang tagal. Okay? So we cannot rely naman lang po on the natural immunity po that having COVID will give because it will take a really long time. And by that time po, our economy will be dead. Okay? So this is really the way out of the pandemic. Kasi if we just continue this way, wala pong mangyayari. Paulit-ulit na lang. Okay? So the second reason po, so the question, Doktora, kailangan po ba talaga ng bakuna to end this pandemic? My answer is yes. Okay? And the second reason that I would suggest this is Can we wait? Ayan. So marami ho nagtatanong, doktora, can't we just wait na lang? Wait for the best vaccine. Wait for everybody to get COVID. Can't we just wait? Well, yung waiting po and refusing to be vaccinated has consequences po para sa atin, para sa pamilya natin, at para po sa buong Pilipinas. So what do we mean po? No, while we are waiting, let's wait for the others to get the vaccine. I'm waiting for my favorite vaccine. I'm waiting, basta I'm waiting. It is also bad po to wait. In fact, it's very bad to wait. And why? Okay? Number one, while we are waiting, eto po, the variants are coming. Why would I say that? That the variants are coming while we are waiting. Okay? Ang meaning po noon is, the more po kumakalat ang, what is a variant? Sige, pinag-usapan na rin natin yan, but let's talk about it again. As the virus grows po in our body, nagmumultiply po siya and nagre-reproduce, dumadami in other words. Sa pagkadami po ng virus, sometimes sa pagbilis po ng pagkadami niya, there's a mutation or a change po in the genetic code of the virus. So this mutation can either produce a stronger virus or a weaker virus. Sa kaka-reproduce po, naiiba ko minsan yung genetic code dahil sa sobrang bilis. Nagkakamali po ng pagbasa po ng genetic code and there becomes a variation or a mutation. So ito pong mutation na to can be either good for the virus or bad for the virus. So if the mutation, humina po yung virus, matay na lang yon. But there are certain mutations that make the virus stronger. At ito po yung UK mutation, yung Brazilian mutation, at yung South African mutation, named after the places po where they were discovered. And paano ba sila na-discover? Okay? Na-discover po sila, like sa UK, parang after April, nag-lockdown, medyo nag-okay. There was a portion po of the country in UK na never, and then bigla akong nag-explode ng dami ng kaso. So they were like, anong nangyari rito? So they went there po, I think it was the southern part of the United Kingdom, tinesting po nila yung kinuha nila yung mga dugo po ng mga tao and they subjected it to genetic testing. Doon po nila nalaman na, this is not the original COVID, pero it is a COVID variant. May naiba na po dun sa genetic code po ng COVID. And this genetic code made COVID more nakakahawa. Kaya ako kumalat, like parang nag-explode. That's what happened in Brazil. May places po it's the Brazilian city of Manaus, na pati ho yung mga dating may COVID, biglang nagkakasakit uli. And then they said, what happened? Iba na pala, nag-mutate na po, and that is the Brazilian variant. At sa South Africa, meron na rin po South African variant. So what does this mean? The longer na hindi po natin mapatay si COVID, the longer that we don't have antibodies to COVID, the higher po the possibility that different variants will form, and mas magulo pa po yun ay tanggalin. As you know, the UK is struggling po, the United Kingdom is struggling under the rate po of their COVID infection daily. Ang rate ng namamatay doon daily is almost 10,000. So talagang matindi. It's not a joke. Rate daily, I think is 2,000 a day dying. Sorry, not 10,000. Wag naman. Masyado na hong malungkot. But the rate of death po sa UK right now, i-research natin, sa UK from COVID is, ayan po. The rate of death po sa COVID sa UK, matindi po talaga. That is because of the variants. No? So, we need to hurry. We do not have, we do not have the luxury of waiting. Because as we wait, number one, baka tayo ma-COVID and mamatay, Kasi as we're waiting, we don't have antibodies, we are not protected, and the mask is not 100%. Number two, as we are waiting, the variants are there na lalabas, at ito po yung mga variants. Pag napasok po yun sa Pilipinas, oh my God, ang hirap po talagang tanggalin. We'll end up like the UK without the money, okay? Kasi wala tayong pera to deal with this. It's gonna be a disaster. I also heard this from one talk. They suspect po na actually, kaya hindi daw humatanggal-tanggal yung COVID dito is maybe there's a stronger strain than what went to Thailand. Yun po yung current thinking right now. So waiting po. Another reason why we should get vaccinated is it is not okay to wait. In fact, it may be deadly. Okay? So number 3 po, another reason po why we should get the virus po. Sorry, get the virus. We should not get the virus. Another reason po kung bakit po tayo dapat mabakunahan. Would you mind to flash it, Miss Reina, so I can be guided kung ano po i-flash nyo? Ayan. I told you, E, please. Hindi kaya pwedeng E muna. Anyway, since nauna na si Ayan, E. Bakit hindi po, ayan, this is also, one of the reasons is, um, that people often ask me is, Doktora, can't we just get COVID? Anyway, the death rate is low. Okay? Ayan. So another reason kung bakit ayaw ko tong statement na to, and another reason why is, we need to get vaccinated para wala na pong mamatay. What does this mean? Opo. As I mentioned to you, we will be protected from COVID once 70% of us either have antibodies or once 70% of us are already vaccinated. Yun po yung tinatawag po nating herd immunity. In other words, lahat po ng tao sa paligid nyo, let's say there's 100 persons, 70 na po ang immune from COVID at hindi na po magkaka-COVID. So mahirap pong tumalon-talon si COVID from person to person kasi in a room of 100 people, 30 na lang ho yung pwede niyang talunan. Magkalayo na ho yung 30 yon. Whereas if nobody had any antibodies, it can just go from person to person. So yun po yun. For us to be able to reach immunity, 70% po talaga ng populasyon po ng Pilipinas needs to either get COVID or needs to get So we're thinking baba naman ho ng death rate 1% to 2%. Okay? Sabihin na po nating 100 million na lang ang 100 million na mga Pilipino, no? Or let's compute this, 120 million po ang ating mga Pilipino. 120 times 0.7, that's 84 million persons in the Philippines should either get COVID or should get vaccinated. Okay? So that's the time po na hindi na po kakalat yung COVID. Kasi wala na siyang malilipatan. Kasi nga 70%. Okay. So assuming po na 70%, that's 84 million Pilipino ang nagka-COVID. Tingnan po natin kung ilan po yung mamamatay. So 2% po yung ating death rate. So if we say, ano ba, 1 to 2% lang yan. Okay, fine. So 84 million will get sick for us to become completely, sabi nga nila, immunized from COVID. And the dead number of persons will be 1.68 million Filipinos. Ang tanong ko sa inyo, kaya nyo ba yon? Oh my God, I mean like, it's not a good number po. So madali lang po magsalita, the death rate is only 2%, no? Assuming na 100 po yung nagkasakit, pag 84 million na ho yun, what is 2% of 84 million? It's really, really, really large. So sa dami po ng namamatay, I'm sure one of them will either be your kamag-anaks, your mom, your sister, your dad, your boss. Okay lang si boss, hindi, wag, okay? Your best friend. So marami po yun. I cannot imagine 1.68 million people dying. Magkakagulo po talaga. That is not good. Okay? So that's the reason why we cannot, so those are good reasons to stop people from dying. So i-recap lang po natin, we need to get vaccinated. It's the way out of the pandemic. Number 2, we cannot wait because of the variants. Baka kumalat pa ho yung variants, it will be impossible. Number 3, waiting po or waiting for everyone to be immune po will cause more deaths. If we try to reach herd immunity or 70%, 1.6 million Pilipino po ang mamamatay. Okay? And then letter C, is it safe? Yes, you should get the vaccine because it's safe. How do we know that it's safe? Well, eto po lang po, ang dami pong vaccine trials going on all around the world. And more than 194 million na po ang nabakunahan with all kinds of vaccines, not only Sinovac. Meron pong Pfizer, meron pong Moderna, meron pong AstraZeneca. And wala pa ho talagang namatay. Nobody pa yet died of the vaccine. And then, how do we know it's safe? Sa dami po na nag-aaral talaga, all the scientists in all the world, this is the first time po talaga na nakatutok lang po sila sa isang sakit. In fact, some people who are studying cancer, some people who are studying heart disease, tinigilan na ho nila yon. Everyone's just studying COVID. So, talaga pong the best minds in the world. And in fact, this is a testament po to human intelligence and ingenuity. Ito pong mga bakunang ito. And yes, it is safe. Wala pa pong namatay. And another reason, letter D, ano po yung last reason po natin? Ayan. People always ask me that. Hindi siya is effective, okay? Is it effective? Okay. So, one of the reasons also to get the vaccine po is it's really, really, really effective. Nagulat nga po yung mga tao na they were not expecting 90%, 95%, ganun po. I was talking to some scientists. It's a good thing na naging 95 siya. But ano po siya very effective po lahat ng bakuna all the bakunas are very effective against severe COVID, ICU COVID, and COVID death. So, all of that. Meron hong mga differences in the mild to moderate, meron hong issues about old persons, ganon. But all the vaccines po, yung effectivity po nila, assuming walang variants, kasi yung variants po nakakasira din po ng effectivity ng bakuna, which is why we should get vaccinated bago ho magkalat yung mga variants. All the vaccines po ngayon are really very, very effective for severe COVID, ICU, ICU-able COVID, yung malalagay po kayo sa ICU, or the risk of dying. So, that alone, to prevent somebody from dying na nabakunahan, malaking bagay na po yun. So I hope I was able to share some of my thoughts po about the vaccines. And I hope that I cannot convince you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to tell you about the facts po and to share po my experience. And you are very welcome po na ilagay po dyan. And lastly, I didn't say this, but why should we get vaccinated? Because it is a way of showing love for yourself, for your family, and for the entire Philippines and world na po. Kung meron ho kayong magagawa para tumulong po sa bansa, para tumulong po to humankind, gawin na nating humankind, how many times can we say that we can actually help the world? Ito na po yun. Your personal contribution po, the contribution of you spreading the proper news to your friends, the contribution po of you spreading the news to your family, malaking bagay na po yun. You do not have to be a doctor, you don't have to be a mayor, you don't have to be a big person. You just have to be somebody po na makikinig, open-minded, mag-iisip po ng mabuti, at pag nakumbinsido naman po sa siyensya, is willing to share their experience. At pag dumami po tayong lahat sa buong Pilipinas, I am sure po na malalabanan po natin ang pandemyang ito, and we will find a quicker and easier way out of the pandemic, which is through vaccines. Sa mga may agam-agam po, that's just so completely normal. Pati ako ho, nagkaroon ng nervyos. I listen to so many of my friends. I listen po to so many of my mga kaibigan. Kasi iba-iba ho alam ng doktor. We do not know everything. So I listen po to my expert friends. And it took me a long time po. Dami ko rin binasa from abroad ngayon. I'm sharing it with you, I hope, in a simple and scientific manner na madali po nating maintindihan. So sa inyo po lahat, I hope you thought of the 5 reasons, and balik-balikan nyo po. You can share this with your friends sa mga ninenervyos and let them know. Okay? So sa inyo po lahat, magandang hapon po.
From Miss Patricia Ujano, good afternoon, Doc.
So thank you everyone, and maybe we can answer a few questions kung meron po. Or bumati po tayo.
From Miss Lot de Leon, hello, Doc. Mayap gata panapon po.
Hi,
Hi.
Patricia. In case you guys want anything explained again, wag po kayo mahiya. Please say, Doktora, please explain more about this topic. Okay?
From
So,
Miss
sige.
Rosario Maglake. Good day, Dr. Ana. Ang diabetic at may high blood pressure po ba pwede mabakunahan?
Ako na ba? From Miss Lot De Leon. Hello, Doc. Mayang pagat panapon
Ay,
po. Ma'am Lot, good
medyo
afternoon
hindi
po
niyo
sa
po.
inyo.
Doktora, naririnig niyo. Naririnig po ako, Doc. From Miss
Ma'am,
Rosario
right now po, I don't know how old you are. Right now po, there's a recommendation against Sinovac, not for elderlies, 60 and above. Though ako, sa akin, I do not agree with that, ano? But definitely po, people who have high blood pressure, who have diabetes, pag kayo po ay na-COVID, naku, Diyos ko, syempre you start out, hindi na ho kayo healthy eh. Marami na ho kayong sakit. Mataas ang asukal nyo, taas ang presyon nyo. Pag kayo po ay nagkasakit, madadagdagan pa ho yung, dalawa na yung problema nyo. So, magiging tatlo pa yung problema nyo. High blood, diabetes, plus COVID. That combination po is not good. Especially po if you are older. So, mas lalo pa nga kung dapat mabakunahan ang mataong may comorbids. Yung what is a comorbid? Yung kasama mong sakit. Aside from COVID, high blood and diabetes, yun po yung inyong kasamang sakit. So if ever you would get sick, ma'am, you'd be battling COVID. Aside from COVID, you'd be battling your sugar and your high blood. So lahat po yan, pag nag-mix, it will not be good. So actually, dapat mas lalo pa nga. In the US, inuuna po nila yung mga elderly at saka yung maraming sakit.
from Miss Nanita
So,
Bobadilla.
thank you for asking that question, especially since I know napakaraming Pilipino pong high blood at diabetic. Okay?
Doktora, can you hear me po? From Miss
Thank
Nanita
you.
Yeah. From Miss Nanita Bobadilla Reyes. Good afternoon po. May asthma po. Asthma sa lungs and skin asthma ako. Pwede po ba ako mabakunahan ng COVID-19 vaccine?
Actually, the answer po is yes. Unless you are known to be really allergic po to any component po of the vaccine, or unless you had an allergic reaction po to the first vaccine. Then you should not get the second, okay? Depende rin ho, how active is your asthma? Hinihingal ba kayo? Kung hinihingal po kayo on the spot, I am not suggesting po you get vaccinated. So, why would I say that people with chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases or chronic pulmonary diseases in fact need to get vaccinated? Kasi po, again, pero mo, alam mo kung hikain ka, ang dami mong problema sa baga mo, then you add COVID. Naku po, I don't want to be the one to take care of you in the ICU po. Kasi for sure, mag-flare si COVID, mag-flare si asthma, ang labas po natin, ventilator. So, yes, actually, I would encourage such persons to have vaccines po and to talk to their doctor about the possibility of a vaccine. Again, sa US, inuuna po yung mga ganyan. Hindi po inuuna yung mga healthy eh. Opo. So, good question po yon. If you are worried about allergies, I think medyo dan tumutuldok po yung tanong niya. If you are worried about allergies, actually, Sinovac is the least allergenic po sa mga bakuna. Magugulat kayo no why? Kasi po, Sinovac, the technology of Sinovac is so old. It uses inactivated vaccines. What do I mean by that? Yung Sinovac technology po, kumuha po sila ng mga may sakit ng COVID. Kinuha po nila yung COVID doon. Then, pinatay nila yung COVID na yon. Then, pinasok nila doon sa bakuna and they injected it into you. So that your body will form antibodies versus the patay na COVID. I would like to stress patay na COVID. So there is no way that you can get active COVID from Sinovac or an inactivated vaccine. This is a super old technology. Panahon pa po ni Jonas Salk. That's the 1940s. So, why would we say that Sinovac is the least allergic? Kasi po, alam na ho natin kung ano yung laman ng Sinovac. Kasi sobrang tanda na po ng technology niya. Unlike the newer ones, the Pfizer, the Moderna, ganyan-ganyan po. Mga bago po yung mga dito components. So, if you're very allergic, you might consider po Sinovac. Okay? And again, talk to your doctor po. Talk to your doctor. Yun po yung masasabi ko.
From Miss, okay, paki-flash po ulit Miss Kat. From Miss Adoracion Malyari Balingit. Good afternoon po from Macabebe.
Hi, ma'am.
From Miss Mavis Ahemco. Good afternoon po, Doc. From Miss Juliet,
Mavis, kumusta ka? I like that name. Oo.
from Miss Juliet Kinahon Kunan. Good afternoon, Doktora.
Hi, Juliet, Ma'am Juliet. Guys, kung feeling nyo masyado akong mabilis magsalita or masyadong malalim na hindi nyo na ako masundan, please don't hesitate to ask a follow-up question.
From Miss Juliet Kinahon Kunan. Yes, Doktora, I've watched it and I am really touched seeing there is a hope.
Okay, next question, please. Nag-freeze ba tayo?
Yan, Doktora, can you hear me po? Hello. Yes, from Mr. Richard Lopez. Madam, ang mga ibang senior citizen ayaw nilang magpabakuna kasi ilang taon na lang mawawala na rin sila. Mabisa,
Opo, yes.
mabisa po ba ang mga Pinoy herbal plants?
Opo. Ano po, what are our plans? Parang may nababasa ako dito watching from London, from Juvie. Juvie, how are you? How is London? Ano yung question? I'm sorry, I didn't get it and I don't see it on the ano.
From Mr. Ronnie Fernando Sarmiento, pwede pa rin pala mahawak kahit na vaccine na.
Sige po.
Pwede pa rin pala mahawak kahit na vaccine na.
Well, we were going to get po. There was a question about herbal plants. Next na lang yon. Yes, sir. The full protection po of the vaccine will occur approximately 2 weeks po after the second dose. So, dun nyo po maaabot po yung tinatawag po nating 90%, 95%, yung full protection po ng vaccine. Most of the people who have gotten COVID po, usually, first few days pa lang po nung first vaccine. So, hindi pa siya nakaka-form ng antibodies. Okay? It takes time po for antibodies to form. And though really the first, a few weeks after the first dose, maraming antibodies na rin po sa katawan natin. But the full protection po will occur 2 weeks after the second dose. Okay? So, it's possible na magkasakit pa kayo. And again, the second dose is not 100%. Opo. Pero, napakalaking protection rin po yun.
Okay, next question
I think
po.
there was a question about herbal plants.
Yeah, ito
There was
po.
a question I read about herbal
Yes.
plants.
From Mr. Richard Lopez, mabisa po ba ang mga Pinoy herbal plants?
Ako, I would say yes. Kasi when I was breastfeeding, I personally ate malunggay. And I do like Filipino herbs. Pero I guess the question is mabisa po for what? I personally drink lagundi. Pero yung sa po, for you to reach the dose. So, parang hindi na siya masyadong popular. But, wala naman pong masama, no? But again, if this is related to COVID, wala pa po tayong proof about medicinal and herbal plants when it comes to COVID. Pero wala naman pong masama to drink them, like sambong, ganun. Wala naman pong masama. If you want to put malunggay po in your tinola, go right ahead. Opo.
From Mr. Marvin Anora, Doc, okay po ba ang vaccine? Wala na po bang side effect?
Well, I'm not here to tell you walang side effects. And I don't think anyone can tell you that, sir. What I could reassure you naman po is, talagang number one question yan talaga, sir. Talagang number one. And I understand your concern and everybody's concern. Kaya lang wala talaga tayong 100% po in this life na wala. So what I can assure you naman po is that the side effects are relatively mild. Most of them are related po to our body reacting to the antigen or to the virus na pinasok po sa katawan natin sa inactivated virus. And ang meaning po nito is that our immune system is reacting to what was injected and nagpo-form na po tayo ng antibodies. Wala naman yung side effect pa ho na nakapatay ng tao. That I would like to stress. And wala ho talaga kasing gamot po na walang side effect. Even paracetamol po has side effects. Even pag naswero ka, pwede ka magka-side effects doon. Like, mamaga yung swero mo, 'di ba? So, even the most basic po, may side effects. But I think what we need to think about is, ano po yung risk at saka yung benefits. Yun. Ano po yung benefits kung magpapabakuna tayo? We will not die of COVID. O, yun. Ano po yung risk kung hindi po tayo magpapabakuna? Pwede po tayo ma-COVID, we might fall into the 2% and die. So, if I were to choose po between the side effects, which are not nakakamatay, and then the possibility of getting COVID, pipiliin ko na rin po yung makakapagpabakuna.
Let's just wait for Doktora Ana. Nawala lang po yung connection niya.
Hi everyone. Sorry na wala po tayo momentarily. Well, nandito po tayo sa Pilipinas. So sige po, let's get a new question and a new comment po. Huwag po kayo mahiya. I mean, this is new to everyone in the world. Hindi, new pa nga sa aming mga doktor. So imagine pa ho kayo sa normal persons, nakakakaba po. And so I really respect po everybody's concerns and I'll try to do my best po to answer them. And kuminsan, it will not happen po sa unang pakinig eh. That's why I invite everybody. We'll have a series po on bakuna, including some experts, para po, as we listen, lumalakas po yung confidence natin. Okay?
From Miss Juliet Kinahon Kunan. Thank you, Doctora, for sharing to us the importance of getting vaccinated against this COVID.
Thanks, Ma'am Juliet. And I hope na maintindihan niyo po. Kung hindi, please don't hesitate. Okay?
From Miss Carol Magtalas. Doc, bakit po nagkakaroon ng iba't ibang variant?
Ma'am, as I explained previously, but I'll explain it again. Wala naman pong problema. As the virus takes over your body, actually, like how many viruses enter the body? Tinatawag po nilang virus load. Kuminsan, konti lang. Pero, makapit siya talaga. Ito po yung, ibang variants sa talaga makapit. Kakapit siya ho talaga, papasok sa cell, and then it will reproduce. Ano yung meaning ng reproduce? Manganak ng namamanganak yung virus to take over your body. Ganun talaga yung trabaho po ng mga viruses. They try to take over the host until the host will die or until the host will be able to send them away. Palayasin po yung virus. So, as the virus is replicating po quickly in every single person na mapasukan po ng virus, as ano ko when once a virus replicates, there's a DNA code. And then kuminsan po, sa pagmamadali po, nagkakamali po in the genetic code of the virus. And gagawa po siya ng maraming variant nga. May maiiba ho dun sa protein code of the virus. And this variant can either be lalakas si virus or hihina si virus. Kung humina po si virus, mamamatay na siya no kasi humina. Pero in the UK, in South Africa, and Brazil, ang nangyari po was that the variant or the mistake made the virus stronger. And yun po yung explosion ng cases. Okay? And I'm praying and hoping that that will never happen here. How do we know? Sige, this is my question to you. How do you know na may variant na sa Pilipinas? Ayan. We have the place called the Philippine Genomic Center. I'm trying to interview them actually because I'm quite curious. Ano po sila, nagdi-DNA sequencing po ng mga variants. But you might ask me, Doktora, ilan ba yung dini-DNA sequence sa Pilipinas? That I cannot answer you. So there have been a number of variants seen all over the Philippines. Kaya talagang ako most of these variants are from abroad. So dapat talaga from the airport as in quarantine natin talaga yung mga tao. Hindi ako papayag. Hindi ako sang-ayon na wala ng quarantine sa airport. Sa Hong Kong nga, 21 days yung quarantine. Ganon sila kaseryoso. So that's why there are variants, ma'am. And variants are dangerous.
From Mr. F. Okay, from Mr. Ephraim Arceo. Hi ma'am, kamusta po? Tanong ko lang po, safe po ba magpabakuna kung may history ng asthma?
Sir, I would say to be safe, but the most important po is to consult with your doctor. And again, I'm saying po, no, as a pulmonologist, yung mga taong may lung cancer, may asthma, may chronic bronchitis, mas nakakatakot pa nga ho sila magka-COVID eh. Kasi can you imagine yung hinihika ka na tapos kino-COVID ka pa? Oh my gosh, ayoko yan.
From Miss Marian Pausanos, good day po. Ask ko lang po, if vaccinated po ba sa first, second dose po pa po and why? I think her question, yeah, opo.
Yeah, it's a very good question and it has something to do with ano eh. I learned this, ma'am, dun sa measles vaccine kasi I think there are 3, tama ba? There are booster shots for measles, okay? Kasi the first shot, umaabot ka lang something like si Dr. Tina knows this better than me. Basta I think you reach 80 and then the second you reach 90, so ganon. So eto po yun, with the first shot po of COVID, your body will reach certain percentage of protection. Pero wala pa siya sa 90. And then, parang na-booster shot ka, bibigyan ka uli ng antigen, magugulat uli yung katawan mo, gagawa na naman ng antibody, at dun ka aabot sa 90%. So, that's how po that the total protection of 90 plus percent will be reached after 2 weeks after the second dose. So, yun po. That's why we give 2 doses kasi hindi po natin na-reach yung level of protection na gusto natin after 1 dose. Okay? Magandang tanong yun.
From Miss Grace Gutierrez Evangelista, Dr. Ana, pag high blood at diabetic, okay lang po ba magpa-vaccine?
Siya ba si ma'am or talagang, siya ba yung kanina or talagang maraming diabetic and high blood sa Pilipinas?
Yes, madami, Doktora.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh my gosh. I think we're gonna be encountering this question like every day. Kasi there's so many people talaga with diabetes and high blood. And I'm sorry really to inform you na talagang kayo nga po yung danger population eh. Kasi po, lalo na kung not controlled po yung inyong diabetes and high blood. Can you imagine ho mangyayari sa inyo pag sinamahan pa ng COVID yun? Talagang diretso po tayong ICU nito.
Doctora, that's all the questions that we have for today po.
Okay. So to everyone po, marami pong mga mangyayari pa po in the following days. I hope that I was able to give you po some facts, some easily understandable facts po about vaccines. Kasi maraming nagbibigay ng facts, but sometimes masyadong malalim. So I'm hoping I was able to strike a balance between malalim and kompleto. Parang ganon. And malalim and scientific. So, we're going to keep on tackling the topic po of bakunas. And maybe we can also tackle why Sinovac or why not Sinovac. So that's also very interesting. And of course, wag po nating pabayaan yung iba po nating health topics. So sa inyo po lahat, a very, very good afternoon and salamat po.